Continuing from the previous video part 1, we will begin this part 2, Western Philosophy, video number 9, about the changes in philosophy that have progressed along with chemistry, biology and physics. By 1800, physics, chemistry, and biology, along with philosophy, had added much clarity to mankind's first questions. Through thousands of years of research, the concept of matter, which was not fully understood, has evolved beyond a particle called an atom by Democritus into a form of energy in constant motion. The form, eternal and divine being, has developed into a relationship with the powers and forces that sustain them and the repetitiveness of the sameness of more fundamental energies. This energy concept has expanded the scope of understanding about the relationship and cause of action that can transform to the material and the various energy forms of movement and phenomena. It seems that science and philosophy find a point of agreement that our mind also evolves while maintaining the same for a certain period of time through a repetitive process through the relationship with the flow of the same matter and energy as a unit. The ancient concepts of changing and eternal beings went through evolutionary dialectical changes over thousands of years, and by the end of 1800, motion and change, or the body and mind, and the world of matter and spirit became purely mathematical, passing through Kant's metaphysics and Hegel's riding the flow of energy and power of self-consciousness, which is absolute reason. We are approaching contemporary quantum era, artificial life, and artificial intelligence. However, Hegel and Marx rejected the idea of an unchanging human nature, and Marx emphasized the importance of historical materialism. Also, Friedrich Nietzsche rejected the idea of objective truth and instead emphasized the importance of individuality and self-creation using the concept of the Übermensch that contributed to the development of existentialism. Bergson's ideas about the mind and vitalism had a significant impact on philosophy and even science. His theories influenced other important thinkers such as Jean-Paul Sartre and Martin Heidegger, and contributed to the development of phenomenology and existentialism. While some of Bergson's specific ideas have been challenged and revised over time, his overall contributions to the philosophy of mind and vitalism continue to be studied and debated by scholars today. He argued that scientific worldview reduced life to a set of fixed and predictable laws, and failed to capture the dynamic, creative, and unpredictable nature of living organisms. According to Bergson, life is not reducible to its physical or chemical components. Rather, it is characterized by a unique vital force or élan vital, which animates and guides living organisms in their growth and development. This vital force is not subject to the same laws that govern inanimate matter, and cannot be fully explained by mechanistic or reductionist theories. Bergson's vitalism was not a rejection of science, but rather a call for a more holistic and integrative approach to understanding the natural world. He believed that the study of living organisms required a different kind of knowledge than the study of inanimate matter, and that this knowledge could only be gained through direct observation and intuition. Bergson's vitalism was influential in the early 20th century, and inspired other important thinkers such as Hans Driesch and Pierre Teilhard de Chardin. Chemistry and biology at his time was enough to accommodate common matter for mind and body, but not conscious matter by Leibniz, Hegel, or Bergson. Thus, vitalism also attracted criticism from some scientists and philosophers, who saw it as unscientific and mystical. However, vitalism that is claimed by great number of scientists. The origins of vitalism can be traced back to ancient Greek philosophy, where it was believed that living organisms possessed a vital force or energy that set them apart from non-living matter. However, the modern scientific and philosophical movement of vitalism emerged in the late 18th century and continued to have an impact throughout the 19th century. Henri Bergson is often credited with reviving vitalism in the early 20th century, with his concept of élan vital or vital impulse that was seen as the driving force behind evolution and the development of life. However, vitalism had already been established as a prominent theory in biology and medicine during the 19th century, with proponents such as the German physician and naturalist Georg Ernst Stahl and the French physiologist Claude Bernard. In the 19th century, vitalism was used to explain phenomena such as the generation of life, growth and development, and the function of the nervous system. Since the end of the 19th century, with the development of organic chemistry, vitalism has weakened and is classified as a non-mainstream, but it is still influential in modern times. Organic chemistry made life material and started identifying structure of life matter. Also, it was able to show how the divine matter, polarized, light, interact with life matter around the end of the modern era. Main science fields in 19th century. Color theory has a long history, dating back to ancient civilizations such as the Egyptians and Greeks who explored the nature of color and its relationship to light and vision. However, the modern development of color theory began in the 17th century with the work of Newton. One of the most influential was Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, who published his theory of colors in 1810. Goethe rejected Newton's view that colors were objective properties of light and instead saw them as subjective experiences that were influenced by factors such as human perception and cultural context. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the Impressionist and Post-Impressionist movements in art further advanced color theory. In the 20th century, scientists and artists explored new theories of color perception, such as the opponent process theory, which proposed that color vision is based on three opposing pairs of colors, red-green, blue-yellow, and black-white. The study of the mysterious electrons began in the 18th century when scientists such as Benjamin Franklin and Volta made important discoveries about the nature of electricity and developed into electronics. In the 19th century, J.J. Thomson and others found out that electron is part of the atom, the smallest matter. And it is believed to give a vital force-related life phenomena. In the early 20th century, the development of electronics began with the invention of the vacuum tube, which allowed for the amplification and control of electrical signals, as well as the development of electronic devices such as telephones and computers. In addition, the invention of the transistor led to the development of smaller and more powerful electronic devices that control the flow and control of electron flow and their connection, relationship, circuits, and led to the development of microchips. This in 21st century leads to study of intelligence through neural links in brain that works by electric signal in brain cells. This leads us to study and utilize the intelligence itself of the subject of scientific study. The history of the development of the concept of the atom began by philosophers such as Democritus proposed that all matter was made up of tiny, indivisible particles called atoms. In 1803, Dalton proposed his atomic theory, which stated that all matter was made up of tiny, indivisible particles called atoms, and that each element was characterized by a unique type of atom like monad of Leibniz. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, scientists such as Thomson and Rutherford made important discoveries about the structure of the atom, including the existence of subatomic particles such as electrons and protons. In 1913, Bohr proposed his model of the atom, which suggested that electrons orbit the nucleus in specific energy levels. This model helped to explain the absorption of light by atoms, how vital matter and divine matter interacts and becomes a new matter in Aristotle's view. In the 1920s and 1930s, scientists such as Heisenberg and Schrödinger developed the field of quantum mechanics, which provided more details. This led to the development of the modern understanding of the atom, which includes the concept of atomic orbitals and the wave-particle duality of matter. As the 20th and 21st centuries passed, chemistry completed the mathematical perfection using physics, and biology was understood as a complex system of chemistry. It was seen that biology was also studied as rigorous mathematics, moving towards metaphysics. Thank you for watching.